Hey, my name is John with CST Systems. Today I'm going to be talking to you about the Turborex brake by Renova, distributed in the US exclusively by CST Systems. Well, the first thing you'll notice about our brake is it's extremely different in appearance. And the first thing you may see is there's two fans on it, rather than one fan on the top like you'll see with traditional monodisc brakes in this industry. Well, the reason why we have two fans is we figured out from experience and from testing that by employing forced air cooling, that is, one fan pulling air in while one pushes air out, we're able to keep the internal temperature lower and extend the life of the internal components and the brake pads. Our average brake pad life is 5 years. Let's take it apart. Another thing you'll notice right away is that there are no pinch points. Everything is completely enclosed inside of the brake housing. No worries for your safety team. No chance for your operators to get hurt while working around the brake. As we look inside, you'll notice that this has a completely different internal design than what you've seen on other brakes. I've heard the interior design compared to the appearance of a motorcycle clutch, rather than a typical monodisc brake found on most corrugators. We have a multi-disc design. Through listening to our clients, we have learned that a major complaint they have with their current brakes is the speed at which their brake pads wear, and they begin to experience wear and tear cost, which leads to less reliable web tension and more expense. If they could make their current brake pads last longer and gain better reliability and web tension consistency from their brakes, well, that's where the Turborex comes in. Instead of using a caliper design and clamping down on individual brake pads or on a few brake pads, we're able to distribute the wear evenly across all of our brake pads and reduce the heat generated and the sliding friction and create an even, consistent wear surface, allowing our customers to get 5 years of running time before replacing our brake pads. This even, low-temperature wear also drastically eliminates the amount of brake dust emissions and harmful pollutants that the operators are exposed to. With these two fans that I mentioned earlier, we're able to keep the temperature so much cooler that you can walk up to the brake and touch it while it's running and it's cool to the touch. By keeping the internal temperature below 240 degrees, we are able to achieve an average of 5 years of brake pad life. As we look further into the brake's patented design, this is an external wear indicator. This allows you to walk right up to the brake and see where the brake pad life is, green, orange, or red. No more guesswork with flashlights or having to wait until there is a decline in web tension to know the status of your pad life. After removing the external wear sensor, we have a set of our brake pads. This is part of our floating disc system that operates on a series of springs and independently makes contact with our hub that is custom made to fit your shaft and is secured to the shaft via a set screw. This allows the brake disc to be securely connected to your shaft without requiring any invasive modifications to your mill roll stand. The top and bottom pad carriers are a single set of brake pads, but the design repeats with double sets of brake pads through the rest of the brake. You have these intuitive alignment rods here that make sure you can easily put the brake together, practically with your eyes closed. And the rods further allow for the easy movement of the pad carriers during brake operation. This further means that you can work on the brake while it's still on the roll stand. As if our brake design couldn't get any better, last year we came out with two brand new features. The first one of those is the HD self-ventilating disc. This further helps keep the internal temperature lower and make our brake pads last even longer. The next feature we came out with is our temperature indicator light here. This is connected to an internal thermostat that tracks the internal temperature. So our fans keep the unit cool. But if they stop doing that, this thing will let you know. So if you have a brake that's on the drive side of the unit or one where you can't see it, how do you know when a fan's not working? This will be sure to tell you right away. It's going to flash at you to let you know. That makes diagnosing the maintenance problem quick and easy. There's no guesswork about it. Lights on, there's something hot. The fans themselves are plug and play, making them extremely simple to work on. Unplug right here, remove 8 screws, 4 here and 4 here, take the old fan out, put a new one in and plug it in, and you're back in business in 5 minutes or less. Another innovative piece of the Turborex's patented design is our plug-and-play piston system. It features multiple air connections and is completely customizable in its configuration, depending on your torque requirements. Your local CST rep will work with you to determine exactly what your particular torque needs are for your desired web tension, weight and size of rolls, e-stop times, and type of corrugator or sheeter application. Our plug-and-play pistons work by receiving air, which then engage them to push down on the entire multi-disc system. So again, we're not clamping down on individual calipers, but distributing the force throughout all of our brake pads and discs evenly, keeping your maintenance costs down and your production time up. Your scheduled maintenance on the Turborex brake consists of making sure that the pistons stay clean, greased, and dust-free every 4 to 8 weeks, depending on your specific application. and conducting a daily visual inspection to verify your fans are on and checking your external wear sensor. Refer to the Turborex manual for specific PM instructions and recommendations. The Turborex brake is interchangeable with almost every other brake and roll stand on the US market, so as an OEM upgrade or retrofit, the Turborex can work for you. Since 2002, CST Systems has been geared to make sure that you know what's possible. And remember, with the Turborex brake, you're looking at less production cost, lower maintenance, less spare parts, better web tension control, and consistent performance. And with the Turborex by Renova, you'll never lose control.